Hey everyone, I'm here to do a birth plan video on what I plan to do with this second birth. I'm going to make this video very short and sweet and to the point because David and Eden are both sleeping, so I have to be kind of quiet. And I'm filming at midnight. There are just some days where this is the only time of day that you can film. So I've been kind of hesitant to post this video because I know I'll probably get some backlash from it, from the people that don't necessarily agree with my opinions. I think it's hard getting backlash the most on videos that have to do with birth or where you're talking about birth because it's such a real, raw experience. But I'll share with you guys anyway. So as most of you probably know, I didn't dilate with Eden past a 2. She was born 2.5 years ago. Even when they inserted my IUD right after I had her, it took them a good 45 minutes to an hour just to insert it because my cervix hadn't dilated during the whole birthing process. And so that was an issue. Talking to my midwives and telling them what I'm anticipating this time around or what I'm hoping for this time around, they were very straight up and honest with me, and they were just like, look, the fact that you didn't dilate the first time, the chances of you dilating naturally to, even past a 2 are very, very slim. They haven't seen it pretty much ever. Now, I'm a Christian, so I believe in miracles, and I believe that, God is ultimately in control. So I see it from kind of a different perspective. I definitely respect them as medical professionals, and I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. The chances of me being able to have this as a natural birth are probably pretty slim, but that doesn't make them impossible. Because I had a C-section the first time, I am not allowed to go over 41 weeks this time before having another C-section. I scheduled my C-section right before I hit the 41-week mark. So the goal is to have a natural birth, but if I go past that amount of time, I will be having another C-section. I honestly don't think it's the worst thing that could ever happen to me because I've already been through it before, but I think it would be amazing to be able to experience a natural childbirth and even med-free. So the goal, or at least what I'm hoping for, is to have this thing progress on its own to where nobody has to take matters into their own hands, and I'm able to have him naturally without an epidural. However, if it gets to a point where I feel like I need the epidural, I'm not going to deprive myself from that. I have nothing against the epidural or people that choose an epidural. I just personally want to see, I don't know, to me it's kind of like, how much can I handle before I can't handle it anymore. I know women do it every day without the epidural, and I would just love to experience that. I think my birth plan this time, as opposed to my birth plan the first time, is just so much more flexible. I'm just more go with the flow. Maybe that's like a second pregnancy type thing, or having your second kid type thing. I know that birth is so unpredictable, and anything can happen at any moment and change your plans all around, and I'm prepared for that this time around. I'm prepared for the worst but hoping for the best. And like I said before, I don't really even consider a C-section as the worst thing that could ever happen. I understand that a lot of the time they're not medically necessary, but with moms like myself who have already had previous C-sections, it's really not that big of a deal, at least in my opinion. Right now I've talked to 5 or 6 different midwives that all are at my practice that come to the hospital, and they've all heard my heart on the subject. They all know that I'm aiming for a VBAC. They also know the scheduled date of the C-section, and they're prepared in case something has to happen there and I have to have another C-section. So really that's all I was going to say in this video. That's pretty much the gist of it. Aiming for a VBAC. Now the hospital that I will be laboring and delivering at is amazing. They just remodeled. They created 6 new birth suites. I feel like it's going to be a very peaceful and relaxing and beautiful experience when I go there, no matter what happens, no matter if I end up having a VBAC or I have to have a C-section. So let me know what your birth plans are if you're pregnant with baby number 1, baby number 2, baby number 3. I would love to hear your thoughts. When you get your heart set on something the first time and it doesn't go as planned, you really don't want to get your heart set on the same thing the second time and have to go through that whole experience again. If you're new to this channel, be sure to subscribe because I will be having my second baby very, very soon, guys. 35 weeks already. It's gonna be soon. We will see you in our next video. Bye. Hey everyone, welcome back to you all about that bump. This week we are in week 34. So first things first, I took my maternity photos this last weekend, and I'm gonna make a separate video all about this because I feel like I have a lot to say on the subject and I wanna show you guys all the photos too. So I'm definitely gonna be making a separate video probably this week.